E-Chemistry class, Fatima Convent High School, myself, Dipali. Chapter 3, Metals and Non-Metals. Let us move to the last topic of this chapter, corrosion. Corrosion. We have learned that the following about corrosion in chapter 1. Silver articles become black after some time when exposed to air. This is because it reacts with sulfur in air to form a coating of silver sulfide. Copper reacts with moist carbon dioxide in air and slowly loses its shiny brown surface and gains a green coating. This green substance is the basic copper carbonate. Iron, when exposed to moist air for a long time, acquires a coating of brown flaky substance called rust. So we can see that various metals have the tendency of getting rusted or corroded. When we talk about it in terms of iron, we call as rusting and rust is corrosion, but it's almost the synonym to each other. Let us perform an activity to see what factors are responsible for corrosion. There are three test tubes and place each iron nail in each of them. Label A, B and C. Pour some water in test tube A and cork it. Pour boiling distilled water in test tube B. Add about 1 ml of oil and cork it. The oil will float on the water and prevent the air that dissolves in the water. Put some anhydrous calcium chloride in test tube C and cork it. Anhydrous calcium chloride will absorb the moisture, if any, from the air. Leaves this test tube for a few days and observe. You will observe that iron nail rusts in test tube A, but they do not rust in test tube B and C. In the test tube A, the nails are exposed to both air and water. In test tube B, the nails are exposed to only water, and the nail in test tube C are exposed to dry air. What does this tell us about the conditions under which iron articles rust? Yes, we can easily say that the iron's article gets corroded in presence of moisture and in presence of air, that is oxygen. So iron nail does not rust in test tube A, iron nail does not rust in test tube B and C. Why in A it got rusted? Because it has both the conditions, moisture and oxygen, whereas in test tube B and C, either of the conditions are present. So it is observed clearly that the factors responsible for corrosion are moisture and oxygen, and both should be present simultaneously. How can we prevent this, and is it harmful and dangerous? Then yes, of course. Every year crores of money is wasted in this due to corrosion. The rusting of iron can be prevented by painting, oiling, greasing, galvanizing, chrome plating, anodizing or making an alloy. Galvanizing is the method of protecting steel and iron from rusting by coating them with a thin layer of zinc. The galvanized material article is protected against rusting even if zinc coating is broken. Can you reason it out? Yes. Why is it prevented? The reason is the contact with the air is broken, and so when it does not have oxygen, one of the factor is eliminated which is responsible for corrosion, and so it does not rust. Now alloy is a very good method of improving the properties of metals. Let us see what are alloys. Alloys are nothing but homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or metal and a non-metal is known as an alloy. Now, we can get the desired property by this method. For example, iron is most widely used metal, but it is never used in pure state because of its rusting effect. This is because pure iron is very soft and stretches easily when hot. But if it is mixed with small amount of carbon, around 0.05%, it becomes hard and strong. When iron is mixed with nickel and chromium, we get stainless steel, which is hard and does not rust. We all know how we use our utensils. This if iron is mixed with some other metal or substance, its properties changes. In fact, the properties of an metal can be changed if it is mixed with some other substance. The substance added may be a metal or a non-metal. An alloy is nothing but a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or metal and a non-metal. It is prepared by first melting the primary metal and then dissolving the above elements in the definite proportion. It is then cooled at room temperature. So if one of the metal is mercury, then the alloy is called amalgam. The electrical conductivity of and melting point of an alloy is less than that of pure metal. For example, brass, an alloy of copper and zinc, and bronze, an alloy of copper and tin, are not good conductors of electricity, whereas copper is used for making electrical circuits. Solder, an alloy of tin and lead, PbNSN, has a low melting point and is used for welding electrical wires together. Let us talk about gold now. Pure gold, known as 24 carats gold, is very soft. It is therefore not suitable for making jewelry. Its alloy is either silver or copper to make it hard. Generally, in India, 22 carats gold is used for making ornaments. It means that 22 parts of pure gold is alloyed with 2 parts of either copper or silver. Let us talk about one more wonder of metallurgy in ancient India. Iron pillar near Qutub Minar in Delhi was built more than 1600 years ago by iron workers of India. They had developed a process which prevents iron from rusting. For its quality of rust resistance, it has been examined by scientists for all parts of the world. The iron pillar is 8 meters high and weighs 6 tons, that is 6000 kgs, and yet it has never been rusted. So, do you understand how metals and non-metals can create wonders? And we have been using metals and non-metals around us since ages. After the Stone Age, we started using metals and are using it till date. With more and more technological development, it has become more and more usable. So, you will be easily able to answer the exercise behind the chapter. At the end of the chapter, the questions are to be answered. Thank you.